I went into the 1985 World Championship on top of my form. I always relished playing Steve, but who would have thought that it was going to end up on the very final black ball, and I was determined to try and pot the black anywhere, any pocket. I nearly pulled it off. The crowd were cheering. The black went safe on the top cushion, and Steve Davis played the most fantastic safety shot. And I think my next shot confused Steve. I tried to double the black from the baulk cushion into the top pocket. I was hoping I'd get the white fairly safe and that the black wouldn't go over a pocket. Then I had the first real chance, because he messed up the safety, to pot the black down past the blue spot, green spot into the pocket, and I took ages on the shot, and it was one of the biggest twitches on a shot ever seen at the Crucible in 50 years. I missed the black by so much, and I thought it was going to stay over the pocket, walked back to the seat, turned round and realised he had to cut the black back into the pocket.
That was the biggest shot of his life.
Steve, when he talks about it, he said as he walked across the Crucible floor, his legs felt like somebody else's legs, and his arms and hands felt like somebody else's. And I thought he would cut the black in. 18.5 million people thought he would cut the black in, and he overcut it.
No. This is really unbelievable.
Didn't even grip the butt of the cue. I held it so lightly and took so long on the shot to make sure that I didn't miss that chance.
He's done it. Dennis Taylor, for the first time, becomes World Snooker Champion, 1985.
First of all, I raised the cue above my head. Then I started stamping the cue. I just didn't know what to do. The whole of Kyle-Island erupted. All the women and men come out of their homes with their children in their arms, in their pajamas. Everybody seemed to want to drive into Kyle-Island. There was a traffic jam with cars blasting their horns from sort of 1:30 till 3:30 in the morning. And those are memories I'll never, ever forget.
In 1981, I was the favourite to win the World Championship.
He's breathing heavily as he comes down to this final pink. And that's it. The World Snooker Champion, 1981, Steve Davis.
I saw Barry Hearn walking onto the set, and he just bashed into me, and it was a big hug. My mother and father were there, hugs, crying, everything, the relief of it all. They were magical moments. Then my world changed. Holding up the World Championship trophy was amazing. It's always emotional. It seemed like it was an easier route at 83. I beat Cliff in the final pretty convincingly, but it was still a relief. But even so, when I putted the last ball, for some reason I still jumped a million miles up in the air.
It's all over.
I think it was 12-4 overnight. Maybe Jimmy went to bed early that night, because when he came out, he was a different player the next day. And fortunately, I just about kickstart the engines in time and scraped over the line. 1816, I think.
The professional snooker champion of the world, Steve Davis.
In 85, apparently there was a world championship played, but we don't talk about it anymore. 1987, I think I'd started to perhaps play some of the best snooker of my career. I'd been at the top of the tree for quite a while, and probably I was learning my trade even better by then.
But Joe Johnson, the defending champion, is the first to come out and congratulate Steve Davis.
So to win the 6-1, well, it's just business as usual again for me. It was one of my favourite ever games. When it all goes right and every time you walk to the table, magic seems to happen, and I won 18-3. I looked around the Crucible while I was playing that match and thought, do you know what? I don't want to be anywhere else. This is wonderful.
When I first came to Crucible, I felt the atmosphere of the World Championship, but I never ever felt overawed by it. I felt excited by it. I couldn't wait to play. I felt comfortable in the arena, and yeah, managed to achieve both my ambitions by 21, world number 1 and world champion.
It's absolutely marvellous to see play of this standard. The finest championship we've ever had here at the Crucible.
I didn't think there was any possible way I could lose the final. I just felt so confident.
And with that break of 71, Stephen Hendry brings a great championship to an end.
I didn't appreciate how big a deal, no. I just thought, yeah, I'm world champion. I'd been obviously winning titles since I was 18, so I was sort of established in the game as the top player, obviously getting to number 1 as well. It was just, achieving an ambition to be world champion. I think I probably look back on it now more as an achievement to be youngest than I did actually then when I did it. I love being world number 1. I love being the best player, the player that everyone wanted to beat. I took it as a compliment. I enjoyed it. I embraced it. I love being introduced as the world number 1, as a world champion. Yeah, that was fun. You're that confident, and you've got that much momentum behind you, and you can sense the sort of pressure in your opponent, the desperation in your opponent, and you just feed off that, and you just start to walk all over them. It's great. What I used to love doing and what I admire in others is dominance, taking your opponent apart, completely overawing them, and just completely, ruining them, basically. When I won the 6th, basically, pretty much the next morning, I knew I had to win 7. Because what's the point being the same? I'm sure Ronnie feels exactly the same. I asked him, do you feel this, when you won the 7th, the next morning, I'd be disappointed if he didn't say, the next morning I want to win 8. Had to wait for 3 years to do it, but yeah, it was a huge relief. It was good to beat my old buddy Mark in the final. I'd owned the Crucible basically. My pipe and slippers were underneath the table. So to me, winning is everything.
I hadn't had the best of seasons in '91, and then to come out and play the first 7 frames and play the best you've probably ever played on the day that means the most to you is something I will always cherish to the grave, to be honest with you. I played as good as I can play in those opening 7 frames. I think I missed 1 ball in the entire session. The rest of it after that was trying to sort of massage that lead and keep my distance.
So John Parrott carrying the game to even greater heights in this first session of this World Championship.
Apparently people tried to speak to me before I went out for that, and I blanked them completely because I was so focused with what was going on. Somebody had said something to me and I was just walking straight past them. I had sort of laser beam concentration. I remember playing a swerve shot. I'd already won the frame, I think, and I swerved around the ball and potted it, and it finally went in, and it's the most unbelievable feeling of relief and joy that you've finally done what you were hoping to.
Waited a long time for this. He suffered some defeats and disappointments on the way, but finally the whirlwind Jimmy White concedes to John Parrott, and a very deserving champion.
My dad bought me a little snooker table from the Liverpool Echo out of an advert for £25, and there we were all those years later lifting up the World Championship trophy, so it was very special for him.
The new champion of the world, John Parrott.
It's just the biggest buzz of your life. It's what you've always wanted to do. I used to pretend playing on my 6-foot table in the living room I was playing in a world final, and you won. That's what you do as a kid. But to actually go and lift that trophy that, the great Joe Davis has had and all the brilliant players with the names on it. Later on, I was invited to go to Anfield to parade the trophy. Everton were away that week. I'm a big Everton fan, but Liverpool said, would you like to come? And I went, absolutely, you know, for the city of Merseyside to go and parade the trophy. But I'll always, you know, remember that fondly as well. All the battle scars and all the matches you played over the years against the greats, and to finally have that culmination of winning that lovely lady on the top of that trophy was the ultimate for any snooker player. Coming into 1997 World Championships, my form was terrible. I was sort of devoid of any confidence. I was trying to hold on to my top 16 place. Stephen Hendry was the barometer, you know, we all looked up to. He set the bar for the rest of us, you know, and of course the way he played as well, his aggressive style. He brought break building to a new level. To play him here in the Crucible, well, that was the icing on the cake for me in the final.
Stephen Hendry, 45.
I wanted to give off an impression that I wasn't afraid of Stephen. He was going for 6 in a row. He'd won 29 matches in a row here at the Crucible. But you know something, I dreamt about winning that World Championship. I could see myself lifting the cup and kissing it, just like Alex did, just like Dennis did, who were my heroes. I knew I couldn't beat him by making bigger breaks than him or out-potting him, because he was the best that there'd ever been at the time. So I had to play crafty Ken-like snooker, and it worked.
There's no better feeling in the world.
So Ken Doherty thoroughly deserves this Embassy World Championship title.
It's just like all your birthdays and dreams coming together at once. You know, it's quite incredible. It's a little bit surreal. It takes a while for it to sink in, but it was just a wonderful emotion, lifting it, kissing it, raising it up to everybody that was there. My 2 brothers and my sister and all the friends, they were all in the family home watching it. There were lots of people around the snooker club, and it was a big sort of party atmosphere in the whole of the village of Renlet as well. So yeah, I got on the phone and delighted to hear my family and just say, look, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This is for you, you know.
Yeah, I wish you were home here now at the moment. This place is flooded. How are you feeling? On top of the world, eh?
My father passed away in 1983, never saw me play, so my mother had to put up with a lot of the hardship and the highs and lows of playing snooker, and to bring the cup down the stairs and hand it to her and say, "Ma'am, this is for you." And yeah, that was a very special moment. So the open bus all the way through the city centre, you know, cars stopping, people lining the streets, holding flags out of office block windows saying "Welcome home, champ." And it was just a wonderful, wonderful time. I had the most amazing year as world champion. I'll never ever forget it.